It's night. You're not just in the forest, you're in the wilderness.
Well, wilderness areas are set aside by Congress. It takes an act of Congress to make an area wilderness. And that means there's some special quality about that area, that it has the values of the area as it was when, America was first founded as a country. It's still pretty much as it was, 200 years ago or more.
Haven Cook is with the U.S. Forest Service. She is joined by Susan Blake.
We're right in the trailhead going into Bradwell Bay Wilderness. We're really not that far from Tallahassee or Crawfordville. Just a short drive on a couple of dirt roads will get you to the wilderness. It heads north for the first 2 or 3 miles, following the Sopchoppy River.
Oh, fun.
And then it makes a curve and heads south and doesn't hit the swamp until about here.
To celebrate 50 years of the Wilderness Act, the U.S. Forest Service is leading a full moon hike in the Bradwell Bay Wilderness. I wanted to preview that hike.
This year, 2014, is the 50th anniversary of the Wilderness Act. So we have a lot of events planned throughout the year that people can come out and be a part of and get to know a little bit more about wilderness and its values. The full moon hike was just kind of a neat idea that we'd never tried before, and I know I've done some full moon paddles on some of the rivers around here, and that's always a wonderful experience to be out in the forest or on a river at night.
I wanted to see the trail in daylight as well, so we started a little earlier.
In fact, this trail that we're on was once an old road.
Where did it go?
Probably to a homestead that was somewhere in this Pine Flatwood area.
This segment of the Florida National Scenic Trail is the last vestige of human development in the wilderness.
It adds a layer of protection simply because there are so many things that we won't do in a wilderness area. No motorized or mechanical equipment, and that includes chainsaws and bicycles, any kind of mechanical equipment. So it helps keep the area natural, even more natural and controlled by nature than the rest of the forest where we do a lot of management. There's a lot of little tributaries that drain into the Sopchoppy, which is the main river that drains this area. Kind of provides some of the headwaters of the Sopchoppy. Well, there are a lot of values of wilderness, and they range from the spiritual all the way to the scientific. For example, an area like a wilderness area where we don't log, there are a lot of things we don't do. It's where nature rules. And so it can be a baseline, a comparison. If we do some kind of management out in the forest, like harvesting trees or building roads, we have a baseline area to compare the effects of doing that too, because it's untouched. It's almost like a control in a scientific experiment. A lot of people find solace in the wilderness, a place to get away from civilization and connect with their spiritual side and enjoy nature.
The U.S. Forest Service will be leading a full moon hike of Bradwell Bay Wilderness on June 13, 2014. For more upcoming events, visit wilderness50th.org. That's wilderness50th.org. For WFSU TV, I'm Rob Diaz de Villegas.